And, Terence Crawford, continue to be great. Continue to do you. So I'm proud of him. I'm not really upset. Even like
it couldn't have an error to himself. And if you put Terence Crawford against any opponent on Floyd's resume, who do you have favorite? Terence Crawford or one of Floyd's opponents?
Why does Ryan keep mentioning another?
No, I'm asking the question first. Do we got Terence Bud Crawford beating everybody on Floyd's resume?
What happens when the greatest boxer of his generation starts feeling the weight of time? When the man who once ruled every division, every camera, every dollar sign suddenly faces questions about his throne? For Floyd Money Mayweather, that breaking point came live when he went off on Terence Crawford and declared, "I'm still better." The internet exploded. This wasn't a random outburst. This was Mayweather, the undefeated legend, finally reacting to the rise of the man everyone now calls the new face of boxing. The same man who dethroned Canelo Alvarez and flipped the sport on its head. To understand why Floyd snapped, you have to rewind. For years, Mayweather was untouchable minus 50 wins, 0 losses, the perfect record. He turned defense into art, turned fights into financial blockbusters, and made history look effortless. Then came Terence Bud Crawford,
I didn't have to have 70 fights or 150 fights, 300 fights. Did I not beat the most world champions?
Yes, you did.
Okay. And in the least amount of fights?
Yes, you did.
Who got the highest gate?
Floyd Mayweather.
Who made the most money?
You did.
Who was the most accurate fighter of all time?
You were.
So it's basically saying that...
The greatest of all time.
Okay.
All right.
Different kind of fighter, quiet, disciplined, and obsessed with greatness, not fame. When Crawford dismantled Canelo Alvarez in 2024, everything changed. He didn't just win, he dominated. He made the bigger, stronger man look ordinary. The comparison started immediately. Could Crawford be better than Mayweather? Could he beat him even at Floyd's peak? And when reported...
think wins in a fight, you or Prime Floyd?
Me.
No questions?
Why would you think that I would say Floyd? You know, that's one of my favorite fighters. But yeah, nah.
Reporters asked Canelo who was tougher, Mayweather or Crawford. His answer detonated across the boxing world. Crawford's better. In the end, for me, champ, Crawford's better. That single quote shook Mayweather's legacy to its core. The myth of perfection, the aura of being untouchable, suddenly had a challenger. If the same
Terence Crawford had the ability to fight backwards and stay composed, good defense, hands was always up, countering everything that Canelo was throwing at him. He was just a little more active fight. Canelo did hit him to the body, but it was pretty much all Terence Crawford.
I think some of what we saw from Canelo is what he's has to resort to now to fight. Maybe he's dealt with some injuries to where he's not as mobile. It's just the pattern that he's put himself in for the last, 6 to 8 fights. That same pattern is why Bivol was able to get him.
He did not allow Canelo to get inside, man. As soon as Canelo would get into that certain range, he would jab him. We didn't see any like lateral moves where he would throw, push off to the side, as we used to see Canelo Alvarez.
Canelo was almost smothering his shot because he couldn't stay at range with him. And Terence Crawford runs off counter combinations. It would be a wider margin if they fought again.
Canelo, who Floyd once schooled, now says Crawford was the harder fight. What does that mean for the best ever? For the first time in years, Floyd looked bothered. He started dropping hints, first subtle, then loud.
And lastly for me, champ, in the world of comparisons that we live in right now, if you can, compare and contrast the fight between yourself and Floyd Mayweather Jr. and tonight's bout with Terence Bud Crawford, if you can.
No, I think Crawford is way better than Floyd Mayweather.
I've still got it, he told reporters. If I wanted to come back, I could. Fans dismissed it as typical Mayweather talk until the whispers started to sound real. Rumors began swirling. Floyd Mayweather was considering a professional comeback, not an exhibition.
Also, if we remember, Canelo that time was a razor-thin decision. Floyd won, majority decision. C.J. Ross had it with what a lot of people had as a draw. And then the other two judges scored it for Floyd, of course.
Yeah, nobody had it.
And that was a Floyd at the top of his game with a very green Canelo with very little experience, and he took him, into deep waters. So
yeah, what was Canelo? What, 20 something? 20 what? 23, 25?
Yeah, he was. Very, very young in the game,
Very
obviously.
Young, yeah, very young. He had more fights than Floyd, and he lost.
Yeah,
To a
but,
man that was 30-something years old, 36.
but Floyd was clearly at the top of his career, and Canelo had fought a lot of people, but
His career.
but-
Are you at the top of your career in your prime? You in your prime. You ain't in your prime when you're at 36. That's not your prime.
did he lose?
20s.
I mean,
Your prime is in your 20s.
it's different for different people.
Yeah, okay. Well, so, and that's why Canelo was saying what he's saying.
But I mean, don't you? I
Want to
mean,
make himself look like he did something great.
A real fight. And the name on everyone's lips? Terence Crawford. Floyd wanted to prove something, not just to the fans, but to himself. To remind the world that no matter how many belts Crawford wins, or how many greats he beats, he'll never be Money Mayweather. But before that dream clash could even become reality, another headline hijacked the conversation.
Crawford couldn't have an era to himself. And if you put Terence Crawford against any opponent on Floyd's resume, who do you have favorite? Terence Crawford or one of Floyd's opponents?
Why does Ron keep mentioning another?
No, I'm asking the question first. Do we got Terence Bud Crawford beating everybody on Floyd's resume?
Floyd Mayweather versus Mike Tyson. The two icons are now scheduled to meet in an exhibition next April, not for titles, but for pride. Tyson has made it no secret he doesn't respect Mayweather, calling him arrogant and accusing him of avoiding real danger during his career. Tyson's promise? To humble him in front of the world. And just like that, chaos erupted. Fans are—
Any chance that you would take a professional bout in the future after Mike, or is that off the table?
Let's own it. Let's own it. It's been talks. It's possible.
Okay, so not totally against that possibility.
No, not at all. Not at all. But we just don't.
split, some calling it a historic moment, others calling it a circus. Critics say it's not a real fight, just another massive payday. But one thing's for sure, whenever Mayweather steps back into the spotlight, the boxing world stops to watch. Because for Floyd, it's never—
wild, because like if you look at Floyd's resume, it's much deeper than Crawford's. And Floyd was faster and he had a better defense and all that stuff. But Floyd picked and chose when he fought guys, especially once he left lightweight. He wiped out the junior lights, bring him. Lightweight, he jumps up to Jose Luis Castillo first thing. A lot of people think he lost the first fight, I didn't, but then he won the rematch. But once he left lightweight, he was careful about when he fought guys. So even though his resume is deeper with names, people remember, yeah, but he didn't want it with certain dudes at certain times. Crawford, we all witnessed, even though the resume is thin in certain ways, he wanted it with everyone the whole time.
Oh, yes.
That makes a difference to—
It's not just about boxing, it's about legacy. And this time, he's fighting not just an opponent, but the one thing even legends can't outrun: time.